Indeed, onyame enim say betumi aswa. Baby bia wo bia bekoso ama wakwaba edoba de chinsoma so. Chane so say we United Television so na wo shey. E wa be Fontaine time so UTV Ghana. Saso na be mo channel 360 on DSTV so yes stream live e wo hono betumi ahwe ni nyina wo hono. Wafie won so ye de ba ho ye di kan ato monkra anase ye de ato manim se nde ye ba be bo enkomo na enkomo na ye be bo no obia ehia bi de wo pese wuti nyina nsoso no wobete no ene onimdini opanyin kese a wobeka yensa e wo fie ha sei eye osahene Alexander Afenyo-Markin enkane wona na ye majority leader now the mighty minority leader or no so a member of parliament Emma a Futu constituency or fiasi ayebebo enkomo honorable Mwakwaba
Njodo
ibe aboko de
Nyankopon adom
ye nije pass ye nya wo fiasi
mazo oye menije de mabaha onde mabaha che enka no na yeba UTV anapetututu yeba program oye mdo de maboto enuanuma yeba production team that the UTV moya as a retaining workers for all these years and oya menije again mesombo hona bado ejuma kasa warrior educating, entertaining, especially one late night show be what non-partisan discussion and yete because politicians ya so yazin kaka enti zami yetete ya oma ebo ho piru na wejuma eye no se epenieza and my former chairman Kojo Ham na my current chairman Supikwaya wanda roma when ejumazin na the entire constituency executives polling station executive electoral area coordinators egudo ye ejuma zaso
yasase ye bo enwum mienu then a taisa enwum nechi because me producer catch me say enwum e da wakoma so a wo pepa e kai wo den
well da kranopa mo na Uncle Pa John here the leader of the Winneba Youth Choir that there was an incident in Parliament and I was a bit down so the next morning Mohona a security nikade a painful be abamechi na was a Winneba Youth Choir so mboye hwan wo be no na Uncle Pa John say oh honorable ended that mo osi wa parliament no yakade yembra anope na yembobo wonjum na yemfa ncheche wore na yemfa nhye wonkran so mema hwan egwa what na ya sha se de yezizi ya honkomo what wonjum and then in the end he came up with this song the as it titra was a bar and kran onye da menjum no was a beshem kran and it was so touching and it resonated with me and the challenges the abrebona yerbono there are good times and bad into no what your opinion so was a juma kase being lead and manage if you manage and you don't lead you fail if you manage and you don't lead you fail and vice versa so to be a leader in MPP onye juma kakraba is a party of equals so our equals a lawyer engineer you know when people ma or there ite inya abota susonko de bia or there bompa no there for more abota na itum ezi edwuma because emiem dindindina inya asem egum nso a ye weak until you manage it and look at the history of the party painful was bobo azeno na wo ye nyimnyam fa wankasa wo ho nzibio wo ho na abrebom until no that's the difference and again when people munso no the yen approach no painful akracheful na azentino azibi wo ho a obaka de bi wompe too much of them grassroots zama no because of party no the way intino be here de bedwin them constituency no and then how they think then also adjust then of course I was a jumana no you must also let the people know your vision because the times we are in I would say that politically we are under siege. We need to adjust as part of the rebranding and the rebuilding because the ordinary Ghanaian or your shoemaker or your truck pusher Ochuaboboya must relate to the party. Although party though the party na obobuan dama esha Ghana yan abokasam na kabmaminke bima itum the only party we tum ozi social intervention programs aba na we tum wa sustain only MPP. In other words MPP penny party we tum ozi nhihye bia Ghana nyi bia nya no mumfaso ye shase wo kufo ze free maternal care osi se obaten ofe yefun okwakowa onwu free won ginisika kufo kriya so no obey oside inyimi bibia apomizini nka no eko hospital enyisika eko sebi washo umpo ne enyisika na we detain the we busuanfo botua kufo ye nhihye ya oside bi yemfa bibia wo fa health insurance mbra wana na oye MPP abana na Ghana yente ne firebada yenyi numu eyi wo friend then abokosem bia we bibi meimu in fact America crocus imported them mpo na health insurance nyi wa oye free de itua kora afimuni nyina eko hospital free kufo so oze school feeding also look ikonkrasin krasa sebe ezibaninti abufanu nko school nti damza Ghana yesi kasam no onhwe no onye budget bia school bia no abani school bia no woba mama frama na eziban. I'm trying to say that these are major interventions obwa Ghana yebaka de say yehwe party or ye grassroots party in MPP budget masa akufo ado so bay e ba sam no kan also look school some na nkaso no ya how intino oze free SHS reba oze bay ama yezi hu desen so ebio vocational training all the 58 vocational training institutes ayewo Ghana no were abandoned institutes. In fact, they were not a priority of government. Akufo-Addo more a priority in therefore all the 58 vocational training institutes they have been re-equipped, refurbished. Edua ofatawenwa onse okatre. Ama population nso akoso. I can cite Winneba now what population is just under 300. Akufo-Addo ye ni free. Or retooling NVTI. Population no I exceed 1,000 and it's the same across board. I don't immediately have the statistics, but you can check. Or at another time, I'll bring you the data. Miti, my classmate, me one we BEC 94. When you're distinction, winning to Anko Secondary School, onam unhianti. I'm a mezzin or yadum in the mutu me cray. And even final year, ne isikenyi fee, Mr. Father, where in Isabetu fee, Mamma redeployment action. Nisika ozi koto gare ako nso abrun ma efie nye kra nto ye man yankofo esikafo bia na nye woni zagor na woka kire won awofo na wo boy na no kra pa kwesi ndom so se ne bezru bi bay there obi a obo break in record history literature government them nyimpa no on benefit from that bezru na adom keke mutumi nyan. Another man can drop it out. I'm bringing this in to tell you that MPP, though was a cratch for a coup, middle class, but in reality, no, yen she bois grassroots. and NDC cannot compare.
So Ujitum said moye akrachefo said
the founding fathers were men of honor and of substance, but their ideology was to create an opportunity for the vulnerable in society. Sometimes people get it wrong. They say property owning democracy. Yes, property owning democracy, because a nation must build wealth for its citizens to benefit. And in so doing, wana wawo nyimze no wonya na wahwe nwana wawo fom. So obi bakade helping those at the lowest ebb of fortune's will. Emma hondo inti sa ame kwame na, for instance, my school 2012 2016 elections. Odu bebi oye zina obiara kanezi obia sedam na jezinu pa akofom no. Yes, the battle is a lot. So where is our God, MPP? For me, as in no basa o nkofu wo bwefu, do we spend a little time to commit the party into God's hands? Anytime the party had collectively made that effort to say that, look, Okwin, your razina kono, unkunyimzi, look, meka your opposition. Maminke him fambo Auntie Cynthia Nabad or me colleague Cynthia Morrison. Okay, those days, your opposition, 2014, 2015, she had a prayer team. Okay, then me call. O man paying that Akufo Adunifia. Sometimes I call na prayer team. Wo ginger. What bompaya? No, why you're fasting? Cynthia Morrison was leading that team. I remember. Okay. Minim ankran krosa. What committee one the look? Politics, you know, yeah, pay for tum, young from Piebo, and the enemy can. Oh, yeah, Abrabono, Zawo, Nazawo, who's war, but that massa. And is when we being is a bobra, but to form.
Okay.
A bompa, na is a bibia she or therefore, Nsa. Intina, yen painful, obu baby there. Or you nyamia wosumeya osumuhu no yehu osande ma woze wadwene susun na obi so osusun za se nti izempa bote echi na imozi wanyim kana ubibie wie pepepe na odubi a bonde enyi jembrodu nti na ye wie free ye ho me peyin bi oya no nkomozi nyina o se kwam na mo wie free ho opeyin bi no nkomonyin o se mo wie free ho nti me ze anope za me catch party mba nyina ni de ma ye wi free ya hu de ye nya me da do na ozi ye n'enyim 2000 election a o ma nkunyimze ye yes da ma bre no soja aban a where a court wa bompa na was itrujin which was in Sutar na ye hu nza osi wo kwam na battles no constituency was the second one na no mojai Ugu, broad daylight. Na empire bote.
Okay.
Odu baby was one handover. Empire bote. Bojat Maza. Kufuor was a 2 million then. Man. Or you're there for Najum. 2016, the same thing. So I'm saying that in all of these crises, Obi Bakada na demo, Ninyana, you want to aba, ne you call for them. My joy is that in spite of all these disappointments, if the data now, NDC did not really get any new numbers there significantly. One vote in 2020 across 2024. So for me, I'm so optimistic. That look, come 2028, Empire Ejumazin, Empire Bon was a Korean Baba automatically.
Okay.
But that masa. Ejumazin, because of course, Eruntum and Bompay na enkade iye lazy. So e Bompay no definitely it's show kon. Na Ejumazin. I mean there, the MPP vision for Ghana no is the best.
Okay. Honorable Okasa says here, you know, wako yechi wama ya bakwasem kakra. Na uche mwe free soja ban eba. Even at some point a crampono na more member of parliament from MPP side was about 61. And from there,
okay.
no,
You talking about 96.
Yes, from there, no, Moba Monima about 161, 69. Obi beka se wo ko wenimu a usua enema bebre se wo wechi mo number no esa motimi abɔ modern put myself together enyine akodru baby at some point no lay person beka say no mo you too complacent mo say yen na mo dwene ye ho but e go to point be say enye yen na mo fa ye ho biom ye ka asem krompo na mo nti se ye wo admit ye wo say won ka se mo ye nipa etoda na se wo re e free mo ho. Moving forward, a dear pa na mo deba e beda sonko ama wo mo mubuafu o mo beka se afedi akoma atoyem nti e beba together na ya be vote ama mo
2020 me da wase ebisa asam ozikan mejitu me de odubina tumuba enyenze menyina na ye ne ye nti obviously the last 8 years are yenye tumno menjizi there in spite of our successes there were also some disappointments. I mijitum
okay,
obviously yeah nimpa but the main thing e baze sonku na yebeye na yeze ahye nkrofun kran yeze amon awerehim yeze amon hu de debi anamontui woze hyeyan sabioa ebotumi ayenie ekor ni ja ya je tum de nzama kra na biebi ankoye ibio yen vision for the country, private enterprise for the benefit of the ordinary Ghanaian. I think that all the year tumina yeshemikena or the yama Ghana for what I see or ye in Chechim ibio me feel that the new MPP would have to make known the systems are or safeguard wastes so that, for instance, so what will be dreaded on Fenzigua, a system will be in place or make sure the Nimpana was Ashen and Son or is Guana and Fasona wa bordo. Ibio say Yeri Abana, you be make sure that in Zama Timemufunu Guiano, saying Poyan Adrian Wafan, Za Washed Papanaran Casano, no the Yete. And then I also think that governance with good research, because sometimes, you know, like Mexican Marcano, our warding you, but in your no sooner, be edging. And as we feel that was a reckon, oh, yeah, in your interim, but that's myself. Then also, we create a platform of equal opportunity. Sometimes politics or ya pre-appear, Mejitum.
Oh, no, because equal opportunity.
Oh, chade ye tipen kor. Inti sa me fisimpa. Me fisimpa. Me mama ye futu. Me papa ye anlo. Oh, if you asante. Obiso ofi bole. Obiso ofi talensi. Obiso ofi yendi. On phone baby efi. Nambom the qualities in you, or competence, winning Z will be the priority.
Okay.
At the same time, and also no was a balance the Eyifia creates a rainbow coalition, a national picture where Obiebo the MPP truly them bread they be a national party on phone baby ifi. Say iwe nimzia ezibeye bibia party no be dene baba wakonya mpojo atmasa nti no mejizi de da menze menyina Ghana fo wo hwe da me party won suba nteden oh say me ye lawyer na me fi krasi bia ana menya akonya na o de ye madam assurance o tintim wonkofo woni tirim some idea bi na se menyi panyin bi wo esora anama idea na oboboa ankrankra dwumayen anadam idea no wobeja atuma na that assurance must be there obi opedo otwa abobo ya na we hu opportunity bi wo baby a obenya sikaze akoto abobo ya ne bia ana obenya akwenya wabra ne wofa bi ense ikunu mu ana you know all these things you know is part of the rebranding and rebuilding because ekoto aba the ordinary person onya assurance the ebabuan abana ayer to no oye mbonti na nyimparo to aba enya do to do oye na fro keke mbojat masa eyi embribi abasino ko na meko senya na mebisa haru na eseku wenya ni baby ko mebisa nde abazenti na senyafo inye wadan woye MPP no ka se michram o se obeye MP wobuzia na abem na oye transport minister okofie biem nara otra na man okofie ma wakafa ekor ozna akoto edwuma wa feyi ozna ekosu edwuma wa feyi oz no odecheche party no tu ebusuan budget masa so ehun papa ye no mfa so budget masa nti
ma wo mu otimi mi
dame edon no mpochomata correct
okay
nti echichire dame edon na edon wonyimpa na akunuma generation or be nyina no
omo bedon
ozechi because party aboa nti me just there as part of yen rebranding yen rebuilding for victory 2028 no dame nzeme yaza or the yedwen homo the se nkunyimzire ba ya sure yen timemufo de look on phone mpoda nya party member mboano bododo na se awu first time inya mboa na chede ihu the party odwene I mean come 2028 NDC for nankasa also will be a new candidate because of course yen Mahama Sabio on kaye 2 terms constitution man condemn into no I mean mu there you know or yeah statesman you know I don't see him as a politician again.
Okay. So you feel some way ahead of NDC and
not necessarily.
Okay.
You can only be ahead when you have also put your house in order.
Okay.
The failures of your opponent does not guarantee an automatic victory for you. First, or that I will also put your house in order. Fear. But what I'm saying is that issues like apathy. Oh, it is to be expected.
Okay.
Ayezi to be expected. Ibabema from day one, or to that ice block no start or melt. Your enemy start from day one because obi benya obirinya. Bojas masa. If the NDC, someone now. Oh, the same thing.
After 4 years,
the apathy has already started.
Okay.
I won't give details, but it's obvious. We know what we know. Bojas masa. And then also, on one Kasanu, they gave empty promises. They took advantage.
NDC.
Oh, of course. You see, what is new? This one, what is new? But it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time.
Empty promises.
Bibiara manembe.
But ono once na obeka se bi obi promise empty no na wonyina so.
Of course.
Ebi
okay, so one, they promised women banking. They were all over. Now what promised they look. Yan mama no ma wozigwa no. Wo bobo one wo be set a bank.
Yeah.
Na when sika was ezigwa. Okay.
Per the budget almost set 51 million.
What is 51 million? What is 51 million?
When we say emiti a criteria a Bank of Ghana e de madie ba say do mo say seed money.
Seed money for what? They am from Okroma. Galamsey board here were establishing. One more 4.6 billion.
And we must say a solution to the canker.
I'm not an economist. Me here economist. Me here law.
Okay.
But that is simplistic view now.
Chief Executive Director Sami Jemfi
Chief Executive Officer you mean?
Officer betena ha say kasa Sami Jemfi ma o chire mu o breaking it down one to the tangent say enko base ye gold no ebenwunu said the first name you foreigners no entimi embebo nremu emma ye sika no enwunu nko small scale miners no now omutu omu gold omu ni baby ombetimi regulate price no emma first no na gold gold for oil na omuntimi manage the prices until obi anya the gold esan say ne bo no cost until they ko baby a ebe cost but we are going to they are all going to be under one umbrella said the be ombetimi regulate price no. That's the reason tí omo asset a gold board no.
State control of economic variables, you know, it hasn't helped. A country like Ghana, bureaucracies have hit us more because people take advantage. Look, I won't be here because we are doing politics to condemn the initiative.
Okay.
And attack personalities.
Okay.
But I'm saying that the idea of the gold board, you know, practically will not help the country. Why? It is rather going to create an opportunity that will promote galamsey.
Hey.
Remember, you see, what's a small scale miners? I know.
Normal funding.
I know that small scale mining, perhaps on paper, could be said that is different from galamsey on paper. But in reality, those who claim to be small scale miners are in effect doing galamsey. By the way, if the person says that a small scale miner, it presupposes that or we need to be our ton equipment.
Yeah.
But that's my before you get a mining license, whether large scale or small scale, in your proposals, in your financials, the Minerals Commission on Sora Kekemo license.
Okay.
Now, what Minya Sami Jemfi and can you there? What's it they are in the law? No, they are also saying that they are going to buy equipment.
I know more the truckers.
Come on. Oh, please.
See, say free
that
land.
Is where the danger is.
Oma sign ama with the free swap. The omo control. Now stop it. Into me and machine into me. Juma.
I am an entrepreneur. I know the challenges in entrepreneurship. You can talk paper. Many finance minister akasa. Maka chende look. Ye tipenkor. Me respecting. Good idea. Honor Sami Jemfi na akasa. Mr. Sami, you know what? Great idea. But there are eminent risks. Real dangers. Look, anya careful. Nkrofo beji sika npo won't ya. Or what's aggregators be or the worker to gold no was about. Oba catch your party member. Sika na amba na input in the necessary guarantees are aben bolu sika. Ibio mami wie ibio azana esere ye no. You say you want to fight galamsey. Trust me. Once you start buying equipment for people, once you say, oh, small scale mining, by the way, what the galamsey gold baba is there any system in place to say that yepe gold one mining in a proper way? Let's stop it. No, I am saying that it's one of the failings. One of the things are abeni ambwa. 2, go back to the women in banking. Women in banking, 51 million. 51 million. At this beza, even 100 Ghana cedi per person. And 51,000.
100 Ghana cedi.
No. Oya samka. Me say kadere 100 Ghana. Of course, you can't give 100 Ghana. The minimum is bois obine wezigwa oton a pure water. And now oye asana. And oye kokumpa. The capital is about money 1,000. I mean in Winneba, the women entrepreneurship program the minimum I give is 1,000 Ghana cedis. Ahona be mbojat masa. So in my 1,000, in my 100 impo, it's into my 1,000, in my 100 impo. The 51 million, some 50,000 people. So I'm telling you that the government itself is not serious about its own promise. 2, let me go to 2. agriculture.
Nanka.
Abna, let me finish. You asked an important question. Bear with me.
The same first one, right. Because Oka gold in Asamono. Some of them feature more to the tangent because of say yentimi the right source are two gold no at the free no about international markets na ASR London bullion your muntimi my price because no you need to provide the source. Say a legal and santi and no sir regulations.
Let's not stay on issue one for too long.
Doable.
Good idea. They may mean well.
Okay.
But unfortunately, they are playing into the hands of Galamsey.
Okay.
And I do not see any light at the end of that tunnel. Bio, they have oversimplified it. Oh, you bring your gold, you know. Your gold na yankase yatona. It will show up our forex and then it will stabilize the economy. No. You see, it is too simplistic.
Okay.
Because you are only looking at a fraction of the issues that affect the stability of the city. A key issue to consider is agriculture. Okay? Grow to feed yourself and export. There's made a huge promise for agriculture. But what was the budget for agriculture? A budget statement, the finance minister also on 1.5 billion. IBA estimator 924 million. Meanwhile, in the 924 million, a chunk of the amount is for compensation. Compensation is salaries of workers. So the amount of money for capital investment to say that the misike yet the undo 200 million. So from day one, you have failed the ordinary Ghanaian that you promised a promising there you are going to support agriculture because since you may be someone there very knowledgeable person, I so much respect him in parliament. Maybe someone look, he is redundant. He's a lame duck minister because he has nothing to work
with in terms of
yes, Ejumana was on you know, in the farmers in the country, the vegetable farmers in my constituency, those in various rice farming activity, maize, agro processing, they have expectation. In this year's budget, by the way, government can only spend what has been appropriated, what has been approved by parliament, what is in the budget. Estimates now we provided. If agriculture, which is key, you fail to provide for, you are supporting Galamsey with more money, 4.6 billion. Whereas in agriculture, you have only an amount of 200 million plus to invest. What are you trying to do? Zero. Then let's come to the third issue. 24-hour economy. I'm pay me pede Ghana fu nyina hu de. Ye nuanum NDC fu no was it Sebi in the Adan was about beam.
Omucha Ghana for control.
Obviously, 24-hour economy. What's it then? What proposal was it? Is it 133 or 311?
Yeah.
Maybe something. In other words, what's one job, three shifts?
3 shifts, yeah.
Right, one job, 3 shifts. I expect that a key promise that you've made, it should be included in your year one budget. Okay? What is not in the budget cannot be implemented. Simplicity. Omanpeyin ba Parliament with SONA, State of the Nation Address. Odu 24-hour economy assembly also 24-hour economy assembly say oza ahye budget ni mu nti yenua ato force number obaka wan asem no we provide details throughout the vetting realizing that me bisa one nominee is 24-hour economy pa sebi but all the clip no MPs ni pi ministers ni pi wa sebi one manifesto mpo no won kan anamboa maybe someone about 24-hour economy. Obia one inchim. Ibinu po wa maybe someone about one by a manifesto numpa Osman or check. And somewhere, honest to say that they've not read.
So be a one in Chema. Yes, I would take classroom. Net teacher near trade. The way we see, even notes and because sometimes you paraphrase.
No, but what is 24-hour economy? Is there 1 job, 3 shifts? Which areas are you going to focus on? The areas you are going to focus on, should be included in your first budget statement. What incentives are you going to provide to create the 24-hour economy? Because you see, the essence of the 24-hour economy was job creation.
Okay, but
I'm saying that I'm saying that no.
Me say Honorable Elizabeth Echo Olam. Okay. Encourage you almost almost pastor no now no master say with the policy.
You see, Lizzie is a respected lawyer. You know. You see, you can't use propaganda to run a government. When you listen, if UTV, more shift system, how does government take credit for it?
But
listen to me. No, wait.
Ghana publishing, company almost started 24 economy. And also first 24 economy.
Yenya botana yenchechi. Messy, if a company has its policy and is implementing its own corporate policy based on Juma or year, government can only take credit if a certain incentive is introduced to enhance it. So, for instance, UTV, more system waha. Mutumi a program open 3 a.m., 2 a.m. Within that period, the workers are also there. Woye juma. Inti abemba no so look, more electricity bill are mutua wahan. Yemamu incentive bia, you pay half because you have a system to employ more. That is an incentive. Government can take credit. If abemba also do more tax, equipment are mozebano, you introduce a system, Mozeba, it's free. More corporate tax and also then government can claim credit. Or the policy or benefit one into more employ more. You see, the essence of intervention by government for the private sector is to create a space for job creation. That is why Akufo-Addo by introducing 1D, 1F. What was the one district, one factory vision for?
Was it successful?
Largely successful. Those that benefited, yes. But it got to a point, the same NDC realized that no, there will be so many gains. So they started playing politics with it. They've cancelled it, okay? There is nothing in place to support the private sector. This budget are already 2025. It's an anti-private sector budget.
Hey.
Tell me, ask your chief executive, ask the founders of Despite Media, ask them that upon reading the budget, what is the incentive for them as an industry player? Ask entrepreneurs, go around the country, interview entrepreneurs. Those in agro processing. No, but it's not about yet to. It should be because in the budget.
You share even a sanitary pad promise or momiki.
Oh, come on.
Now, no, almost my indigenous businesses, no, I'm a manufacturer.
No, but that was an old thing, please. Mommy, Bocho. Mama won't find him going in your
No, some me be so.
What? The monk coffee one can acquire. One can acquire. No, Miss one can acquire. Onye MPP aban ekede abno say Minister of State Finance Ministry came to defend why we were even giving tax incentive to some of the companies now where you were friend then what manufacture sanitary pad, and they said there you impose a tax on one who import so that we would discourage importation. The government of MPP put in place measures say if a production of Ghana, you will get the incentive so that you can manufacture cheaper, you can employ more. In fact, that was the main traction. And the union was the DB. I'm saying that in this 2025 budget, there is nothing for the benefit of the private sector. For instance, they are all out in town. What's way e-levy? Okay, we repeal e-levy. Good. So people are happy. Good. But do you know that the levies at the ports on imports of goods, they maintain it? One touch. So Aboso Kai, remember?
I mean, in the next,
Agrobosa Ofianopa. You promise Ghanaians. It's the Wakro, Oman paying so cro. Aboso Kai. Wakonenam Kokompe, Wakro, Edum, Wakro, Swame, Memiwe. What's it? No way you be crowd. In there or a process. If they are taking some, they are giving some tax reliefs. I would say okay, what's that? I'm saying that is zero. Go to Ghana Union of Traders. Be someone, invite them. That in this 2025 budget, was there any repeal of tax bia? Nankan wotri and Akufo-Addo abembe where you tax it. In fact, there were some taxes nankobe expire 2025. There was even an attempt to extend it perpetually. Now yadi and you are saying yadi stop one. Then they extended them to 2028. The light scale mining companies, they've imposed tax in the first no 1%. Why and 3%? Why some that those companies were making more profits? But it's not only through taxation, but you can also give the tax rebate and encourage production. So I'm simply saying that the ordinary businessman, the trader, there is nothing to celebrate in this 2025 budget. And that is a reality. I will challenge the NDC, open the budget and tell me that these are major incentives for the private sector. What's the way you want D1F? Interview Honorable Elizabeth Ofosha-Ajare and ask her the trade ministry now. In fact, that is also another redundant ministry. It's also another redundant because what are they doing? Was the one in listen? Was in Zamania? Was Akasha there? Good, big push. And then even if you look at Jubilee House, salaries for one appointees, they provided about 2.7 billion. Okay, the 2.7 billion is even more than agriculture, 924 million. So I'm saying that NDC for the promises are no ba wo be says Busume Basa na yewomi men kada Busume Basa they should achieve everything. That would be unreasonable. But what I'm saying that in terms of policy measures, the structures are was I sure we put this in place, we put that in place, you do that through your first budget.
When you say you're too early, so say you be expecting
our expectations are founded on policy.
Okay.
And it will not be wrong for me to raise that as a concern.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
You bring budgets. It is in the budget that you detail your vision for the year. What you intend to do. If me show budget na azena it's one okay during campaign time. When you budget I won't take you serious. Okay. And I'm saying that NDC football will be ankran dwuma yefo no. Insise bi eniwa why there was a bubble.
Okay.
Ebien. Awana why 1D1F. Where baby to 1D1F in its place 0. Ibio. No. 24-hour economy now one kasa working. There was a 24-hour economy policy bill bar. Obe create jobs. So one job, 3 shifts. What's it? Obe create 3 shifts so that obi benye biaye, obi benye biaye, obi benye biaye. NDC for our winiba. NDC for our apa. NDC for our swedro. NDC for our nima. And now Ghana youth our nima. Our expectation do in Shishay Bama when Juma into Wako to Aba was my NDC, I would MPP no way before. what should they expect? Zero. Because only one now finance minister say, oh, a tree was a 24-hour economy policy in Shishan was baba. Because you are done with your budget, meaning for 2025 is zero. Is it to be expected during mid-year review? We wait to see.
Okay. Say, yeah, many wish you say na yankasam for about 2 months and then a month back. I mean, 2 months down the line. ECG. And some are sorry. You can correct me. Somewhere July and obey ECG chair. Minim say sanity there. Na Abetoja about 1,346 containers are Iowa. Now, my paraphrase assembly okay parliament. I mean, you started by saying, sir, to your respected colleagues, sir, unless I pretend they say now some of the custom officers connive with others to sell ECG, container to private sectors and later resell to ECG. Koso enye adepa nti ese mu nyina mo hwe na mo ka na obi so be bisa say abreben e na wuhu sesa containers no yuraye na ye wabre so ana na as a member of parliament and as a chair de ba na montu na wutufa ho.
Right, me that's it. Ozikan ma memfa the mincheche membra se ECG Wama contract was a movie the import cables in brown. And she say I'm a train there was a contract in Menimpana. The contract terminates upon delivery of bill of lading. Metrim Nimpano or the Nenzamano or import no the bar. Or the Krata Ziba ECG.
Okay.
The Nzamane Ebudu port. Mary Mejuma. Then we put in invoice for payment. That means that the contract has been executed. So end of contract.
Okay.
The next thing is that ECG. In the ECG now makes arrangement to pay duties.
Okay.
There were trade duties here. Now port for no a release goods. Then the goods now go to the warehouse of ECG.
Okay.
Good. In the Sobi Bakacho there, ECG what containers be report. Ayo. Na board chairman and na managing director Onyimhubia Sebi. The minimpan Onyim Zoraka.
Okay.
Because containers were porter. It's under the full custody and control of the port authorities and other agencies that are responsible.
Okay.
It is a reason why Abenibia were national security officials were port. It's a reason why custom officials are there. It is a ECG for one containers under the custody of the port authorities. Na say Obisi Iowa. ECG managing director, board member, board chairman, won't be the people to hold responsible. Yeah, port officials and all others responsible for the custody of the containers now over port one.
Okay. No,
wait. I've understood all your abna.
You made a time or no?
Let me finish. Wait.
Okay.
Wait. So I just need you to understand, because you see sometimes in some bar yentobara and change into bonde into asin yejuma. So let me explain it. The principle is this: people must understand there as he them not. Now, so we back at there. ECG for one containers be IO or porter. The minimum panel must give evidence how or you will report. In your intelligence infrastructure, you don't mistreat the person. Remember, Obia Wakakosum, managing director or baby minister, assembly or what can ye? But if you reduce it to partisanship, attack, I'm not suggesting that I am against accountability. Obian render accounts. But in the process, there must be a system in place. Obobwa. But where we play to the gallery all the time, attack, attack, attack. In the end, it says the NDC for budget aba. They're also going to start procurement. Governance is about procurement. A baby and you are over survive without procurement. Okay? You buy for the state. So Yabeshe,
Honorable,
they would have to take it easy and follow due process and allow us to all feel that Omano Yeheninara Yeneze. The more they continue to attack, persecution here, persecution there, in the press conference, NPP4, the real problem is there. Solve it. Let me tell you, let me ECG in some working. In the NDC, MPP Abredo. ECG in more lawyers. More lawyers, NDC for number wasn't NDC for Kukudam. No, NDC for ECG lawyers. In MPP time. They were the ones who were writing legal opinion. I have court documents. These same lawyers are. Wonder what MDs are being. What the one? What are being? They were writing legal opinions. They were in court when people sued ECG. These were the same people that would defend the ECG there. ECG in the Woko PPA. How can the same people today, when their party members are attacking the former MD and now or former managing directors for not going to PPA, they will keep quiet? PDS, and some, they were in the public space talking about corruption. Do you know that those lawyers are will defend PDS, ECG, they were Abrochi court, NDC lawyers. You see, let us say Ghana first. That is what I'm saying there. Zaye yeno, za all kodono, boy. You see, as it be rumkoye, politics does not mean being partisan 24 hours. You look at the national interest. The fact that who opponent or ye bibia or buano, on each other can want some papa, I will opposition in Babin.
Okay, my interest.
But no, I need to. You brought an important question. Zawari in the long run, unborn. I've been in government before. I started off in opposition. I am back into opposition. I know for a fact the bureaucrats is now creating in the public service, in terms of the structures,
okay.
It requires a collective political will to solve it. If we make it partisan, the man why then they are benefiting from the rots. No politicians were showing. Look, Akufado, if you are being, there are appointees and there. What's the one who professional, one pose, 1 year a MPP for. There are people who are still playing ball with this current administration.
Sir.
Of course, you call a Ghana airport company. The chief executive, they are appointing there also NDC. No. I'm just giving an example. The chief executive of Ghana airport company.
No, more time. No.
No appointed. Why is it that some chief executive from day one terminating one appointment, even when there's a Supreme Court decision in the Donko versus the Republic case, the Supreme Court provided a clear path how chief executive of SOEs are to be handled in the change of government. All right, but there are some of them who had even retired were sacked. Obia Warrior was sacked. Ask yourself, why is the chief executive of Ghana Airport Company still in office?
So do you feel betrayed by?
Oh, I'm not going there. I'm saying there. We are seeing Hukakra.
Okay. Yen share a revenue team. Nana ka me pese me bisa said now kasa buying kamea yese in a way, as omo hante the previous administration. Quite person and omonfa so business a signal bureau opinion ye say who say ya transfer sika say ya see the contract.
No, please, you and I don't know. Don't let us go. Don't let us go there. No. I'm saying that it's unfair to the gentleman. Listen,
sir.
Listen to me. A security couple, an intelligence officer in any serious democracy, he won't be treated that way. Share obia awo ada no nenyo gudo or bonban won ye no basabaso.
Okay, my embra reverend
nti zawo ye no onye.
Okay, na kame me pese kwan be so na nkomomfa en handle.
I'm saying that due process.
Okay, you share reverend team for
is what we need
about minority or the evidence about drug trafficking.
Why are you asking me there about minority? I would listen. It brings them there on the evidence about
because
no, that's not a fair question. Please,
okay, it's minority more. Evidence a ban putu say yamu betimi e de akire yamu obi because yene te say de mo am a Ghanaian and niam e course so mine ko year me benefit bi efri mo anko ye so a me benefit enti se metaya say na make asa so make sama Ghana fo nyina adenti na yentimi emba yenya a conclusive adie ma obi entimi ntene ho asese evidence saying that you was a bino a challenge idea, then we the minority we are providing this evidence. I didn't know money is my.
Well, me just there. Your former committees we a lot of ejumana na nkan mankotime ye no. Impayinfo a what the down says our war on ejuma. So agent team for you are in charge of defense and interior committee. And a committee no warrior on ejuma. Warrior in the name of the minority caucus.
Okay.
Intimidate there. So far, he is leading that conversation.
Okay.
On behalf of the minority caucus. I would not want to interfere with other views.
Okay.
I think so far he's handling the issue. What I don't like is the attacks on his personality.
Okay.
Our friends in NDC no or that way tolerant. Politics was abutan na was here. In your being ya dwunumpo in shana hoba. Mempe a corner yenuanum NDC funi bi wo fada wakasa was it here. Or chana dwun o azibia onu feel the onkoye. Abanu so remani trim. In ya dwuna on ya robeshe.
Okay.
Mejisi so there. NIB, or National Investigation Intelligence Bureau, it's not their duty bipartisan committee to sit either in camera or before the cameras to discuss the issues. Grant him that he has put it on paper to demand for a committee deliberation. You don't attack him. You don't personalize the issue and now start calling him names. That is unfair. Yenuanum NDC for no should also understand that what opposition in some pina wakai. All right? Sabi, is that how they were treated? And if they were treated this way, would they have been happy? So I think that issues about yema hukwan na inchechebembra. Inya aben ozi inhube shobi nimu na oba mo bia na sam aka nimu nti no me gize nimbrepam no I think Reverend is around wobotum na we invite because the committee is seized with all the issues. Now if you want to further interrogate on your platform, I think you can do it. However, I hold a view there. The call by the committee led by, the call by him for the committee to sit is a right call because after all, that is the way to go. We are on break. He doesn't have an opportunity to file an urgent question now. The only opportunity is for the committee to deliberate and invite the agencies and share information. maybe somebody says, oh, he should bring the evidence out, he should bring the evidence out. Ebiana is so sensitive there. In the national interest, you know, the intelligence agencies or the agencies involved must hear it in camera. But that matter. Yeah. But you don't attack him.
Okay. Me Reverend Kasai, no, or Kasi, so say there are certain things that are very sensitive. Yes, security, you know, thing. And yeah, there's a me aba public, the ababeto ejasana. You being the minority leader. The work is sensitive near the name because Reverend Kasi so say evidence. Honorable, what do we need?
How can you ask me this question? I won't answer this question.
Are they?
No. But you can't be asking me questions about my caucus. I can't answer that. It's not right. No, it's not. You can't ask me whether me committee leader. No, I don't need. I won't get into that area. I won't get into that area with you. I will not get into that area with you. No, it's not appropriate.
Say,
Abina, do you want us to have a good end to this show?
Very.
You want to?
Yes.
We started well.
Yes.
We started well.
We started very well. And I want us to end well. Until you know the winyano.
No.
Okay. Say you can't Osahene Alexander Afenyo-Markin me pacho ye.
Oh. So the master me yana. I'm sure as a betchian. Mutu me yano.
Into my
try bibi kaka. Well, me a gun and you ba mpapa fiano.
Okay.
Mama me fi futu.
Okay.
Me bisa masika kra. Ye trace yezuko. Otublo hu. Yezuko ojobi. Yezuko akomu. Yezuko ojobi ekropon gomu ekropon.
Okay.
Eba and also mekatra mena na nchan wochiame. And then mena na beyin efinya konopwe. Mekatra akwade no so ncha kakra muso no woyem kre. Then me kwetun musua kasa no.
Enti wote kasa no.
Oyara.
Okay.
Na efutu na mabo me bra nyina.
Okay.
Marco School was Simpa, St. Augustine's, Mizako, Buckingham, Bradford, Ghana Law School, Oxford, Mizi MP, Mukroke Vasu Kakra, na me become, Nemugwane, Mukaya Law, because now become no yaza or your interest.
Okay.
Yewi school, na 2 years no idea yet 3 years. Into Mukaya professional course be Wakanda, Graduate School of Management.
Okay.
As a kosher hostel wa Crowa House. Na mezi be mfida watch. Yazika ya post boy. Wa Ghana Post. Abrebo no ezinare yakọ abrebo mu school kakra. You know mezi sha me adwuma ase because they be ana me preda me yankwankra adwuma yi. And yazini ne ma yate company yegodo na yazre bobra. Me be a lawyer nso I enjoy courtroom practice. And you know I took a lot of my advocacy to court. I'm a lawyer, Mesity office, me per court, ejuma. Enti yegudo, me just there. Politics or public life, no more NDC, but za nyameza mahenyen. Obi bisa da anti na mekesha amanyo sem. Za mefem wa brebom, and the fact that nyankopon mama kwenya me jizi de motu me use the makonya no wa abenim anama yosem na metime mofusu wenya mo mfaso and ibe futu muntu mfama no nka but nyankopon afamedo ezudwume pi ama futu man and mokodo aso na masum abrabo ndefom de bi amaka de botum na a survivor yempa sande amfa mpa ambobra bashufo.
So you're Christian?
Oh yes, me a Catholic, but me so no mama me nyim crop Pentecost kakra. And me na so nyim crop Ghana Apostolic kakra.
Okay.
But mama nka won wasem bi me so na was me crop cha me no. Mama me papa no mama oye abrewa dajezo. no ye konfopanyin wo chairman but yani fie ne nchenara na Roman aso no ebejezi de ono ozim ka share father nsem
wow
mena na besia kosida no pe bia no ozim ko mass ozim akwa father nsem because ya daninya itu nen ebien pe edan no ne fie no eseyi ana onye Roman chapel dan osiwa enti tu nen ebien pe enti oboe na abo no ozim ko share enti Roman sofo no ozim kro Roman school na all compound one make start day nursery
okay
nti abrewo na obi be ka do ye konfo no no ozem crochet father nsem
I don't know mama wan come no I don't know when initiative into
ozem ka share father nsem and so that Catholic started from infancy and then remember back to Winneba myself father no a Catholic so now I was no commerce kakra na mako a Christ apostolic kakra na me na besia so mako Ghana apostolic kakra
I see
and then but if yankasa me na nkanso ye sofo abuaje markin ye na nkanso na oze ebusuan bobo aze na nkasa no oye Methodist you know ye ozigwa oye merchant sikenyipa na igwezi no mu na obaye Methodist sofo baptizing and obey Methodist sofo nti yefi ankasa ya Methodist fi nti ebe simpa na eka sofo marking fi a obi enyim the sofo marking fi ye oye Methodist and nkofu bisa zintina was it osahin was it them abozin
make I say in parliament because they talk be can and nka ho
you know if you mpanyimfo na what's ho no wofa no mo so dem abozini adawacha na was it dem is in a way sisi de kwamena mpanyimfo de aza was amon or they use into manka de where we pay mpinti honorable nti woka de oye mpanyina za was amon na panyina za zemo wa ntutu no fo mbojat masa nti what's ho na was it dem ebozino was ma mejitum medase na mejizi de ejuma no yabakodo yaye ya fameze
and a Freemason so kakra eka ho and the open secret wo ka say wo ye bi
nti ono wasa no yabaka no
oh there be say no ka wan no nka ho
bi so no pay ono wasa
no but that was me but family wise of course I mean it's obvious
well I'm a family man me so ejuma asim ntam na mpanyimfo hye mkrande benyine ze se ehase de etichiri wo ejuma na rebobra ewara oyi
okay
and mejitum because aware ze o ma wo benyin no e stable se ye benyina enware ya wa brebo ya basa nda reso besi ihwe into one of the things are impenyin ma ai metase wa brebo mo ntedo ewara o ma ye more responsible and I don't regret it
okay
brebo the isuanzama and oyazisuan from day one and moframa wonu hwem wankasa wa brebo and all you learn a lot so I am very happy being a family man, being a politician, being a lawyer, and above all being an entrepreneur. Because that is what creates the opportunity for the many that are unemployed. But I would end by saying one thing. I think we need a national orientation
on
in this country.
Okay.
Where all of us will reorient ourselves and have a certain national psyche. Because sometimes I feel very sad. The way you abuse opportunities will chrome her. The way akwenye bi fi abem ba yen hwedu ye.
Okay.
And this is across board. NDC, MPP, the public service, the way aben naze yen hwedu ye. I think that as a country we need to reorient ourselves.
Okay.
Omampeyin Kufo started. Ekede Kufo na bredo okreti Ministry for Information and National Orientation. Listen, nzama nkoye nzama nkoye even the private enterprise nkrofo complain obi edwuma wambantam time odo obi bedwuma o say oko prayer service bi obebi oko retreat obi work Friday by 2 o'clock we fi edwuma obi weekend on bedwuma Monday because this or that nkrofo pii ate won edwuma wakofa abrofo na war head wo Ghana weekend di mukro menyanko bi ne facility mukro no yezi nkomo na mu de Indian fu ebien ebasan wetwem ho am say na Indian fu yo say kwamena edwuma no manfa Indian fu na wamba manager edwuma no gugu
Ghana ni ntime
I was sad mpocho atmasa entrepreneurs p a lot of businesses they are bringing foreigners to head because of what mpocho atmasa in our public service a lot of waste because of young attitude. I believe that as a country we can set that right. You go to America, they say America first and the American dream. There is that sense of patriotism kasibi, but I think go to baby obi fido politicians no cry no DS kantinya so ye dibia important masa
abaya juma na enye wa juma ntima yenko yenim
in a even in the company bi mu no obi ni attitude towards it. So I'm calling on government.
Okay,
for now they have
the
power. They should initiate something.
Okay,
create a national dialogue on this matter. Let all of us rally around it.
Okay, certain
things must change. It's not just a change in political power, but a system that we all run.
Okay.
Onkoye, Yansisa, na Yansisa yan nzama yariye. And I say this with a heavy heart because in Winneba, there are lots of interventions. Maya is gone waste because of attitude. I remember hima boat is amobi on fanye juma. Nkofu gum workup wonyanam woba sika no on your account na boat nimpo etuaka na echi boat no woba wose engine asay eboa asay free nti owo no kohwehwe sika nyipa no hwe wanyim na waka kire because of dey bi asabi awo wo sika mboja atmasa obi amani dweti on fanye adwuma onye because or your party member ne sika no so asay then azicha oba ose oyer manisika no fanko hospital. I'm saying that these things cut across and it's all over.
Okay.
Many people have benefited from the government, from Rawlings to Kufuor to Atamils to Mahama, Akufo-Addo and back to Mahama, and are abusing these opportunities. Private sector initiatives. If you go into some of these state institutions, they give out money.
Okay.
To ordinary Ghanaian to trade, to do business, and you ask of the recovery rate, very low. I'm saying that such an attitude there, or you're buying no oma motor tractor for my farm,
and yet
should end.
Okay.
And let's benefit from the state and allow the generations unborn to also benefit. Because if you look at the policies of the West now, the America trade war and Kodi, the Western world is now looking more inward than before. They are no more talking about let's send aid. Let's go and invest in Africa. Let's budget for Africa's development.
No, it's about themselves.
They are also looking at it. They look, what's what bread? So the Misikano was here one development So how do we create the wealth ourselves? By changing our attitude, by adopting a new posture, calling out those who are getting it done wrongly, ensuring that collectively, no, otherwise, another 4 years of waste. A new government will come, the same system, and then where would the vicious cycle end?
Ha, honorable. A question said that me will be brave. What can Winnie Bar send me compare Kai me news beer? Me yeah now there's some more ball a NDC member be said well lucky a toilet before. You will be saying I had 8 years and not 2 honorable now we they saying that when say no lucky.
No, it was something that I was talking about, but
still
because also, and you know the story. Also, NDC Abredo, and I will see. The toilet and what's the toilet? Listen to the story. How funny the story is. A toilet in Wosi, no. Openina or lobby for the toilet to be built, no. Or the Shannon said there, or no son Faswa.
Oh, okay.
Important matter. So for the period now, MPP Babemono, do was the toilet in Mother Zion School, AME Zion Primary School. Assemblyman Okoja, Nabayasam. No, I call
bonafide way.
No, why? And these are some of the examples, but we can work on
orientation.
Well, we need to work on it and also not victimize our public servants and our security agencies because we are taking too much partisanship into all these institutions and it affects us. Me mistake be a you're repeating and there, and under the BBC are on here, so BBC not on here, more on Kawasa. We can make it better. But that massa from 1992. I don't think that if you improve the way we do things, and there will be a but we can do better as a nation. And I should also add this: that as minority, our job is not to obstruct government. Our job would be and is to constructively criticize, provide alternatives. We are not just there to say that as in yet but we will continue to provide alternatives. But what we expect from government is tolerance. I will be also and then machoism, not taxing and all the maslinging and defamation and name calling and trivializing issues. Government should also adopt a posture of responsibility and tolerate dissenting views, and that is what I believe would help our democracy.
You better say me jawa mawako na I mean some of me baby say ya dear minim say Ghana for do omo any di weche no enim say koso na me say we dey say emoye we dey mepe ane anase debi say wo yonko pa ene honorable Kennedy Japan na I fear a presidential primaries Okobi. This year, said you will see or see a young I mean on a lot of platforms would the need a man on Bonabaso, say Waboa pain. Me pacho, send a mekan Annie and I said baby. Ubetune for say this year so 2028 Obekwana.
Answer na member. Answer na here programming. We agreed on the questions. If you allow your producer to be bringing in questions, if you yourself you want to introduce things, you've already introduced about 4 questions outside of what we agreed. Okay, so let me answer you. All right, so let me answer you.
Okay.
First, we are in opposition.
Okay.
My job as minority leader is to ensure that we are stable in parliament. We are seen as a formidable force, and that Ghanaians trust that should they give us the opportunity, we can do things better. Ghanaians and the party expect unity. My job is to act in a manner that will lead to unity and bring peace within the rank and file of the party.
So your job is not to advise people to go for?
My job is to act very, very neutral as a leader, so that the presidential contest obi bia obi win bia no ahen in parliament ye tumna ya rally behind the person. Is the reason why I make my colleagues MPs there. So beya the flag bearership race no Yeni nyina yemfa neutrality posture bi emfa into because it doesn't help where obi eco declare me, oya dema oze into chemba.
Okay.
We need to ensure unity. So we are not on this platform to be talking about flag bearership.
Okay.
Kennedy and I remain inseparable in relationship. He is a man I respect and love as a big brother, an uncle, a father, a mentor, and a colleague. We are a family. Okay? I know the relationship between us.
Okay.
And that relationship will remain. Nyankopon mbo the relationship no ban. I have very good relationship with many others in the party who I respect. Brian and I have been very good friends.
Okay.
Dr. Baumia as our vice president, we've been very good in relationship. Honorable Dan Boche, Honorable Boache Jakun, the General Secretary, the National Chairman, the former Majority Leader, all the senior party members, Council of Elders, I maintain very good relationship and we bond well.
Okay.
I do not think that critical times are being out there making public pronouncements will help the cause of the party. And let me remind the party one more time. All we have are the legacies of President Kufuor and President Akufo-Addo. And for 2028, the only weapon we have is the Akufo-Addo legacy. Listen, Obi Botun waba kana Akufo-Addo dam, abemeze mfomdo. Abembi enyiwa Obotun was score 100%. But I want to tell my party members in there, Anopeya Nyankopon, all to Nsupegu Yedu. All we have is a legacy of Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
It is that legacy that we will rely upon for our 2028. Inti ebufu no ba na nzema bi nkoye ya yenhwe ye na no famfa.
Okay.
Na yenna yenye yenwa abota. Na yembompa na yemfa mboa na party no onfa ne tempemfra. Na me asho edumfo Yankopon de yenkwache ajuda yekokumase.
Okay.
Ozikan the leadership of the party kache ho bibi. Party mpanyimfo ankorankor was wako. And Ashanti caucus of the party in parliament so wakra kichie one says here no the mighty minority caucus all the 88 of us so last week your crow orientation war young brother Brana Champo yes Joda nyamezi yankwache yana yerko kumasi yakwedum na yekichie one na ya mawon shazen na yenso mighty minority yetoto yensa no kakra yenyan no yeso yezi amona wazi ayehone adwuma na yesra ben de onhwe na za all the oye zeboa ma market no otum manemudu no on manemudu nti yenuanu medumfo they should be assured the mighty minority MPP caucus will be with them Monday afternoon, God willing, next week.
Okay, yo. Honorable Yebeda Sepa, na Yebese also say, Miracle in Nimuno. Yebeta here.
If you want me to come here again, don't set traps for me.
Oh, me set a trap with. Oh, na send them and set a trap amount.
Oh, landmines P.
Oh, Samu. Means the moon is a boko.
Landmines P.
Yebeda Sepa, Ewa woman, Wadaji, Yeni Sopa. I was your for her say, and I mean, Osahine Alexander Afenyo-Markin, a former majority.
What's the Osahine?
Osahine.
Fahini, Fanti, Osahin.
Osahin.
But of course, Asante the Bukan Osahin.
Okay.
Nasi children was Asante.
Obi odi eye ekunwanim.
Oh. Okay.
Nti osa ene. Ti odi dom anase moko akonsa.
Na say nyum da fi e bezi aboche. First Saturday in May. Ifutu man yana aboche.
Oh, okay.
Twafo dentifo asafo. Woke chira aboa na was aba. 90 ye bezi henafe.
Okay.
Nti no.
Mu invite e betimi abia.
Of course UTV or the woba.
Okay. Yeah, tie.
Woba nso am host one.
Oh, okay.
Woba am host one.
Me produce am pacho what.
One brand, one promote. Efutu abotre simpa odebi kese ye bezi henafe.
Yeah.
Nti mu promote man.
Me pacho ya tie we say for nti Osahen Alexander Afenyo-Markin, a former majority leader, now the leader of the mighty minority. Ono also and a member of parliament Emma Efutu constituency na ne yene na twetwe nkomo 101 ewo addiction stroma.